news about matchmaking, and as always, esports and community updates. Hey guys, I'm Gillyweed, and I'm bringing you all that and more this week on Heroes Hype on Air. In Blizzard news, the company released another Conversations Around the Community blog post, this time discussing everyone's favorite Heroes topic, matchmaking. In this post, Blizzard provided some further explanation on how the game matches us versus opponents in trying to make fair games. They also did some research on how having a warrior or support on the team affects win rates and discovered that having a support on the team affects it quite a bit. Thus, they're adding the rule to the matchmaking that teams matched without a support will only be matched versus other teams without a support, excluding groups of 5 that queue together. The blog also highlighted their thoughts on the dreaded 360 club, or 6-minute rule, when it comes to matchmaking, with the possibility of increasing this time limit as they add more players to the game. Finally, it was noted that devs have considered a surrender option. However, for now, they believe that Heroes doesn't require this feature. That's all for Blizzard news this week, so let's check out what happened over the past week in Heroes esports. In the Chinese Storm League, E-Star Gaming and Edward Gaming have pulled ahead of the pack, as both teams now boast flawless 4-0 records in the league. In the EU scene, the ESL EU Major League Playoffs had their exciting conclusion to crown the first ever ESL champions. The grand finals were a repeat of the winners finals, LDLC versus Gamers 2. In yet another close set, LDLC closed out the season with a narrow 3-2 victory. Defeat the Nexus 1 gathered the best German talent around to see who would emerge victorious. Team Dignitas and ESC Gaming were clear favorites heading into the tournament, so it should come as no surprise that the two faced off in the finals, with Dignitas taking the victory. The Gamers Assembly 2015 brought teams together for a live event in France. LDLC was the only Major League team to make the journey, but the competition was by no means lacking. Mad Corps gave LDLC a run for their money in the finals, but LDLC won 3-1. The Random Team Cup creates randomized teams of Russian players for a fun, easygoing weekly tournament series, and this week marked its 6th broadcast. The Gosu Cup Enter the Storm qualifier number 4 was the chance for teams to finally qualify for the Enter the Storm finals. Complexity Gaming was a set away from being the only North American team to qualify, but Griffiths proved too much to handle. Griffiths and Stigma will join Fnatic, Na'Vi, SK Gaming, Team Liquid, Gamers 2, and Dignitas in a single elimination bracket this Saturday. The 4th Zotac Cup 4 had one of the most interesting sets to date. Sailor Senshi reached the finals because of an unfortunate disconnect from Fnatic, so Team Liquid knew what they had to do: pick Murky. But the Go for Heroes Europe Monthly Cup for March had a much more intense competition as early as the quarterfinals. Na'Vi versus Team Kick Incorporated on Sky Temple is our hype match of the week, so be sure to catch all the action in Caldor's recap video. Team Fancy went on to win in the finals, securing themselves $250. The Go for Heroes Europe Cup 18 featured a much more dominant Nada Spencer as they marched straight through some of the most seasoned teams Europe has to offer, Team Liquid and Gamers 2. They capped off their weekend with a 2-0 victory in the finals against Griffiths. Finally, for the EU scene, the ESL EU Major League relegations had teams fighting to earn or keep their spots in the ESL Major League. ESC Gaming will be making the move up to join Well Met and Team Acer Hots in Season 2, which started Thursday. The NA scene also held their ESL Major League relegations. Shot and his Bullets and Saber made quick work of their opponents and joined everyone else who qualified. Games started on Thursday. Anna and I casted the Heroes Hype Amateur Series Week 7, where the relatively new team Flick of the Wrist had a great showing in advancing all the way to the finals. But they proved no match for Go Gaming, who claimed their 2nd Amateur Series victory in a row. The Go for Heroes America's monthly final for March featured the top scoring teams from the Go for Heroes series, duking it out for $250. Go Gaming tried to ride the momentum of their amateur series victory into the finals, but were beaten 2-0 by the Major League champs Cloud9 Vortex. And finally, the Go for Heroes America's Cup number 18 had a couple of pros in disguise, as former members of Evil Geniuses and Murlocs Inc. combined forces to become Murloc Geniuses, but Shot in the Bullets Reloaded, having just parted ways with the Lunatic Esports organization, won their first victory with their new identity. Congratulations to all winners this week. Let's take a look at the community content available in the hero scene for you to check out. On Eye on the Storm, Complexity's Urho joined Anna and myself for an in-depth look at the game's newest map, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Meanwhile, Cloud9 Maelstrom's Dunk Train joined the hosts of Town Hall Heroes to talk about the game's ever-evolving meta. And Mick and Notch of Stormcast were joined by Gizmozord from Lords of the Storm to talk about the Lost Vikings and the latest Heroes news. Rounding out the podcast is Into the Nexus. Episode 44 covers the new hero and map, while also discussing Team League and balance patch notes. As far as awesome clips to check out, be sure to watch Kendrick Swish's Epic Plays of the Week and Burst's Heroes Random Moments. And of course, our clip of the week by Raznix, which I'll leave with you at the end of the show. But prepare yourselves to see Illidan get a taste of his own medicine. Well guys, that's all the Heroes news we have for you this week. Be sure to check out Heroes Hype's website and social media for more info on the Amateur Series and Heroes news. I'm Gillyweed and I'll see you next week, but until then, I'll see you in the Nexus.